Hello, good evening, this is Diecast Loon. I hope you're all doing well. And this evening's video is going to be all about vintage pieces. Some vintage Matchbox and some vintage corgi. I've had a really good day. I've had a really good result in finding some really cool pieces. And a couple of the pieces I've been after for quite a few years now. And I'll get into that in a minute, why it's taken me so long to find them. But anyway, I went into a shop. I go into it quite often. It's a little, like I said before, it's a flea market. And there's all these different, but rather than it being like an open air market where there's all these tables put out, it's actual individual little stores, little shops. And I go in there quite often. It's not too far from my house, and I pop in there quite often. I've got to know the guy relatively well. And like I said, he tends to mainly sell old tools, vintage tools, and vintage diecast. And he had a massive hoard in today. He must have had, I think he said he had about 3,000 cars, and he had boxes and boxes everywhere. And there was cars there, some I've never seen before. Some that I've been after for a long time. He'd bought a collection off of somebody, basically. I'm not quite sure if the gentleman had passed away or if they'd just sold their lifelong collection, but there was a lot of pieces there. There was stuff there like Super Kings. There was lots of different Super Kings, all in mint condition, all in box condition. There was corgi, Matchbox, Super Fat. I mean, you name it, it was there. Mainly Matchbox and corgi. But anyway, I will be going back possibly sometime this week to pick another few more pieces up for Monday's video, I think now. But anyway, we'll get into what I've got. So we'll do the corgi first and we'll do the Matchbox afterwards. So this is the first piece that I picked up, which is, as you see, it's still got the price tag on it, this really cool little Renault 5, I think it's a Renault 5 Turbo. Let's have a little look. Yeah, Renault 5 Turbo. Got a hair there. But and I've got one in my collection somewhere in blue, but it's not particularly in that good a condition. But this is in really quite nice condition. It is from, I've got a hair there now, just bear with me. It is from, if I remember rightly, oh, that hair is still there, sorry. There we go. It is from the late, I believe it's from the late 70s. Early 80s. I haven't really looked it up. All I did come across is this is quite a rare variation. Most of these were either blue, green. The most common one apparently was yellow with a red base and a red interior. This is the hard variation to find, apparently. Not that it bothers me, but apparently this is the one that's sought after, and it is with the white interior. But like I said, it's from the late 70s, early 80s, and I'll remove that after the videos. I don't want to take any paint off, but it is in remarkably good condition. Like you see, it's hard, never been played with as far as I can tell. So that was the first piece, and like I said, I paid £4 for it, which is not a lot. So that is the Renault 5 GT Turbo. And then second piece from corgi is this really cool, and again it's got the price tag on it, that's what I paid for it, but it is this really cool Range Rover and convertible, which I have seen before, but I've never seen one in good condition, and this one is in pretty much near mint condition. I must admit, I do wish he wouldn't stick these little stickers on, because they can be, you know, a little bit of a pain to get off. But like I said, I will remove it off camera, but I just thought I'd leave them on so you can see what I paid for them. A little bit of dust, but quite unusual, and like I said, in absolute mint condition apart from a bit of dust. And again, this, as far as I'm aware of, it's sort of this one's more like mid 80s as far as I'm aware of. I didn't really look, again, I didn't really research it, so that's pretty cool. And then I picked up one more corgi. This was a lot cheaper. This is a Corgi Juniors. Actual fact, all three of them are Corgi Juniors. This one's from about 1978, 79, and obviously it's got the Marvel, it's got Spider-Man, the Hulk, and Captain America on it. And I actually picked this up for my son, as he's Spider-Man and Hulk mad. So this I won't be keeping this. This is actually going to my young son. But and again, it wasn't too bad, £3. But that's the tattiest one I picked up. Right, now on to the more exciting stuff, at least for me. So I've been after one of these Matchbox Superfast Cortina, Ford Cortinas, for a long time. And on eBay, in this condition, with a box like this, they're fetching like £50-60. And obviously this one, matey, whilst I was looking at other cars he had there, he was trying to decide what to charge me, and I managed to get this for £15, which is an absolute steal, because even these, with like, this box isn't mint, but it's near mint, and even with the box in this condition, I've seen them fetching £29. So I didn't want to pay eBay prices, and here it is on my doorstep, and it is in really good condition, as you can see. So it isn't a, I'm not quite sure what this colour is. If it looks like a champagne gold colour, I'm not quite sure. It almost looks, off camera, it almost looks like a greeny colour, but it is lovely condition. I'm not quite sure if it's based on the Mark V Cortina or if it's the Mark IV Cortina. I think it's the Mark V. But this is, like I said, as far as Matchbox goes, this is a grail piece for me. And like I said, I could have bought one on eBay, but I didn't want to pay £50 plus shipping. So here I am, £15, which is an absolute steal. And let's have a look. So it's 79 copyright, Matchbox Superfast, and obviously it does roll very nicely. So that was one of the top items today. And then this one, which is obviously the BMW, just says that's supposed to be 3 litre CSL. Now again, been after one of these for a long time. I had one of these as a child, and when I was a child I loved my one of these to absolute death, hence I don't have it anymore. And again, I could have bought one on eBay, but I got this one, and this one was even cheaper. There's a reason it was cheaper, and I'll show you why in a minute, but this was only £10, and as you can see, it is in beautiful condition, as you can see. And there we go, let's have a look underneath. 78 copyright, so Matchbox Superfast, number 45, BMW 3.0 or 3 litre CSL, made in England. But the reason it was cheap is because the guy in the shop thought it had damage. As you can see, the pillar is slightly crushed in, just ever so slightly, and that door's slightly up, but it is shut and opening. But as I assured him, it hasn't been crushed by any person. It is a Matchbox flaw. Sometimes they came at the factory with chips and dings, and sometimes they came out with where it had been, you know, I don't know, squashed. But this would have been squashed before it was painted, because if this had been squashed like after it had been painted, not only would there be a split in the paint, but the window would be cracked. There's no way that is a defect. So it doesn't bother me, because like I said, at the moment these will be staying in their box, and then eventually they will be putting out. I am working on a Matchbox display. Eventually I want to show all my vintage pieces off, but for the money I paid for this, you cannot go wrong. It is in beautiful condition, and it doesn't really matter which way. Like I said, you don't see it until you look really close, but it is a defect, or I suppose the modern thing they'd call it now is an error. But it is in fantastic condition, not a patch of dust. But so that is the cars that I've bought today. So let's just put them on display so you can see them. So there's the BMW. There is the Cortina. I won't put the rest into shot, I don't think, for the minute. But anyway, he has got at least 3,000, he reckons. He hasn't gone through them all yet, but from what I've seen, there are some absolutely awesome pieces there. So much, I just couldn't decide what to buy. There were so many other bits I'm after. I've actually managed to get in its box, like new, an original Matchbox playmat from the 70s, which I'm also going to be purchasing. I've actually put it back. I've got a few pieces put back, so like I said, I will be getting some more this week to probably show for Vintage Matchbox Monday. But like I said, stay tuned, because there's going to be some cool pieces I think I'm going to be picking up over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, with that, please like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more vintage unboxings, wheel swaps, customs, premium unboxings, challenge videos, all that good stuff to come. And with that, I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for watching.